Well, hello and welcome to What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about. Unhealed brovs. Hi, everybody. It's Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Banoons. What you doing today?
Hi, Ronnie. I just wanted to say that this episode of Southern Charm was filmed 10 days prior to Shannon Storms Bedore's DUI arrest. I just mentally want to put that disclaimer before every episode on Bravo from now on.
Yeah, if Shannon's going to clip someone, I would suggest Shep's hair. Shep is looking like a damn wreck.
I actually think Shep is looking pretty good this season.
Looking pretty good. He's wearing an LL Bean striped like plaid with a caution cone vest and then some other kind of bright plaid scarf and a hair and a
I think it was a
paper. I mean, he looks like a paper bag.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, like some paper bags are just like generic paper bags from Albertsons, and some are nice, beautiful paper bags from Bloomingdale's. And he's sort of in the middle, maybe. I don't know. Like, I think that like paper bags have a spectrum. I'm just saying for Shep, I think he looks good. I think Craig is looking really good. Everyone's a piece of shit still.
Okay, well,
but you know.
I don't know why we're starting with how Shep looks, but I started it, so I'll take credit and apologize. Yeah, we are chippy. We just talked for a good 40 minutes before we even started this, so we're already
We're not at each other, by the way. We're not chippy at each other. We were just bitching about something.
No, that's snippy. I think chippy is good, isn't
We're
it?
chippy. We're chippy right now.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the show. This is the end of our week. It's probably the end of most of your weeks because it's Friday. Yeah. So we're so excited. I cannot wait to do absolutely fucking nothing. Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
It's fun.
So it's going to be fun. But until then, we're doing Southern Charm. And Monday night, we have a very special night because it is Crappy Hour. It's going to be our first guest on Crappy Hour Live. Instagram Live, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be there. Be there, be square. And that's every other Monday. Also, when we're not doing that, the other weeks we do Dwell Hello, which is our House Hunters recap. That is up now, the new one. That's wicked. It's Boston, Mass. Not Boston, but somewhere outside of Boston. It's about a guy who's afraid of ghosts, right? So go check that out. And also, this is video. So if you want to watch this, come over to Crappens On Demand on Patreon. And if you don't want to pay for this, I don't blame you, really. Okay, I don't want to pay for anything either. You can still watch a week later over on YouTube. And bonus episodes are also on Patreon. Join us for that. And thank you so much to everybody who does support us. I mean, honestly, being Friday and getting the opportunity to talk to my BF about a stupid fucking TV show is honestly like the best Friday I could ever dream of. So thanks for giving that to us.
Keeping us afloat during these crazy times. So
yes.
Yeah, it's sad that we have to turn to Austen and Shep to keep us afloat, but that's just the lot in life that we have. So Austen, we start where like there was a cliffhanger last week where, you know, Shep was talking to Austen at Patricia's house and he's like, gosh, like, did you guys hook up? And then Austen does this whole define hooked up. Shep's like, kissed. And now this time, though, Austen says, we kissed. I was like, whoa. I was like not expecting him to just like say that. I thought he was going to be like, well, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, we're friends. Blah, 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 blah. But he just came out and said that they kissed.
Oh, we got
And then
his mouth kept doing a monologue after he finished. I really like the opening monologue. I think it's the best choice to have Madison do those openings. This is her whole opening. She's like, well, first, this idiot did that. Then that man whore did this. And then this loser with mailbox money did that. And everybody on this show smells. Okay, thanks. Enjoy. I'm married. I'm Martha Stewart. Enjoy, everybody.
bye, betas. So then
farm for corn, betas.
So then after Austen says we kissed, the screen goes black and we see like the Southern Charm logo. And then like while the logo is still on screen, the blackness fades up into an exterior shot of Patricia's house and at night and like the camera slowly moving. And I was like, that was amazing. I was like, ooh, I'm getting chills from this opening right now.
And the storm sounds, and we go in, and Shep's covering his face. He just can't believe this. I'm the victim in all of this. He's like, this is so confusing. I mean, come on. We know what kissing turns into.
And also goes, Shepherd. By the way, I'm sick of people saying shepherd. I think only Cameron's allowed to say that. And so every time someone else says that, and I'm looking at you, new lady Lisa, I just don't approve. Okay. So Shep is like, where's the boundary? Where's the boundary? Wives and families. Is that where we draw the line? Because that's not where I draw the line. There is no boundary for me, honestly. You know, when you're wealthy, there's no boundaries. But you're poor, so you should have boundaries.
Property lines at the very least. You were already broken up, and you wouldn't make her your wife, and that was the problem. So if anyone else wants to make out with her, that's I mean, look, I get it. It's his friend and everything. It's still hard for me to care that any of these guys are pretending to be hurt, because both of them are villains, and they're both pretending to be the victim the entire episode.
Right. But it is shitty of Austen to do that to his best friend. I mean, it is a violation of bro code. Yes, they're both single, but like in all reality, like they are supposed to be friends, and so that is shitty. And then he lied about it. But yeah, Shep. I mean, also Shep, if you liked her so much, you should not have cheated on her in the first place. So that's the easiest solution.
Listen, as one of the great thinkers of our time said, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Okay. Oh.
Instead you
What?
Instead you didn't like it, and she put a turtleneck on it instead. A knit turtleneck sweater. That's apparently all she's gonna wear all season long.
But you didn't like it, and so she got a twin version of your dog to seem not affected at all. I'm still creeped out that she got like a twin version of Shep's dog to move on. It just doesn't, it's like, let go. You know what I mean? At least go for a Jack Russell this time.
Concerned.
Like
a cat. I would actually change the genre. Go for a cat.
Yeah, I don't expect you to change your pet genre over a guy. I would be more concerned about that. But at least don't get another Frenchie, you know?
Especially one that looks, not only that, like it looks exactly like little Craig. I would not be able to tell them apart.
Well, that's doggist.
Well,
that's breedist.
I'm sorry.
This is how you can. This is how they're twins, though. All the Frenchies are twins because they all do this.
I don't think Frenchies are terribly charismatic.
They are, though. They have such a good personality.
They're cute.
They have more personality than any guy on this show.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
Sure.
I mean, they're cute, but I feel like they're like people. I don't know. They're cute. They're cute.
They've got a lot of health problems. I'll tell you that. I wanted a Frenchie, but my bestie with a Frenchie was like, "Oh, you get a Frenchie, but get insurance. They all have tons of issues from inbreeding." And I was like, "Who doesn't? Am I right?"
And bulldogs, yeah.
So then we go as I bump into a wall. So Shep's like, "And I love women. You know how much I love women. Gosh, I love women almost as much as Ken Burns loves Vietnam. It gets me in trouble all the time. And I want this one. I want that one." Shep is overcompensating a little with how much he loves women. I'm starting to wonder about Shep because I don't know anybody who's like, you know, I love women. I need that woman. And I need that woman too. I'm wondering if Shep either likes more than women or if which I know we're not supposed to speculate, or if Shep is just like having trouble with his wiener because there's just a lot of overcompensation. It's like married people on these shows when they're like, we have so much sex. Oh my God, me and my husband are banging all the time. And then they break up 2 years later and it's like, wait, we haven't had sex in 4 years. You know, I'm getting that kind of vibe from Shep. I don't know what it is. I'm just getting that kind of vibe.
Well, I'd love to hear what you have to say about Lou Bega.
Who's that?
A little bit of Monica on her side. I mean, I'm loath to make another Mambo number 5 joke in the same week, but let's be honest.
I can't even sing Mambo number 5. I need Mambo number 15. That's how much I love women.
Oh, where's the limit? Mambo number 5, Mambo number 10. How many Mambos do you need?
I need to know where the line is, man. The Mambo line. How does a kiss just end with a kiss these days? Come on, every kiss begins with K. Show me what you bought her.
But what about the kisses that end with Tay? So,
by the way, I just heard everybody in the South getting riled up thinking I just called Shep gay. I did not. I'm just saying there's some overcompensation happening with Shep being insistent on how much he loves women. And that's it. There's overcompensation.
Shep should be
so what is it?
To be gay. Okay. So,
no
honestly,
kidding. We don't take you. Even if in some alternate universe that were the truth, no. Go away.
No. So he's like, where's the limit? So then everyone else is listening in from the kitchen, and Craig's like, I knew it. And Matt's like, that's not a hookup. He goes, yeah, Madison, no one stops before a physical contact.
Yeah, well, they were probably just dry humping. You know, like me with a piece of corn. God, I was really born for corn.
He's like, well, yeah, they probably kissed and said, are we going to do this or not? Craig loves gossip. Craig is so excited to have confirmation of this goss.
Yeah.
Like, he just loves it. I cannot believe he didn't FaceTime Paige, Craig from this kitchen.
I know, it is a little shocking. So Austen's back to their conversation. Austin's like,
But also, can I just say, yes, people do just
They do.
make out still. What is that? I mean, it's called safe sex. You know, you make out. The person doesn't taste like your flavor of Orbits, and you get rid of them.
yeah,
You know?
I've definitely had sessions where you just make out. Like, that is actually something that happens. But maybe not when you
Stop
are
pressuring me to fuck everybody I want to make out
But
with.
also, like, maybe it's out of context for these guys because they're just like voracious, leches. I don't know. But Austin's like, well, I know that it's not good in any sort of way. It's insane right now. And Shep is like, were you also kissing on Olivia at the same time? That's the problem. Too many lips moving so quickly. And Austin's like, well, Olivia and I weren't.
I stand for women.
Let me put on my pussy hat.
Shep really going there. I'm gonna wear my vagina hat from the pussy parade. I stand for women. That's what I care about. This whole thing is just Shep trying to make out people at the bar. With you poor thing, you got screwed over by Austen. Let's make out. I love that you stood up for Olivia. Not buying it, sir.
Well, Olivia and I weren't even speaking at the time. I mean, we were facing each other and our lips were moving, but we weren't actually making a noise. The lips were enough. It was a lot of like that, But like, it was never like, oh, let's go home together, That's not like what happened with me and Tay.
But you literally did end up doing that. You went home together. And that's what JT was talking about. He was like, oh, I feel like a third wheel here. What kind of bro car drives with 3 wheels? Bros are supposed to have 4 wheels. Bros before hoes, bros.
You broke the professional conduct of Broscar Racing.
I need more wheels on this bro-mobile.
My Nissan Brocentra's broken.
I drive a Volvo. It needs to have more than 3 wheels.
What's the point of calling an Ubro if the car's broken?
Or it'd be a Brolvo. Probably a Brolvo, right? So Austin's like, whoa, Shep, JT, come on. JT doesn't know shit, dude. JT doesn't know shit. He's like, come on. I am talking about it. I'm questioning this. That's for sure. And then Austen just looks down and he just keeps moving his mouth like up and down like a fish that got caught. He's just a fish just lying on the floor of a boat.
Yeah.
He's just like
a sad bass.
Bro, Shep,
After the fish has stopped even flapping, the fish is just like, all I have left is to move my lips. So Austin's like, it was a moment of time, so much confusion for both of us. I was confused at, I can't believe I somehow managed to bag another hot girl. And then she was confused and I can't believe I'm actually attracted to me because I'm tall. Wow, we were so confused. It was insane right now.
And just to anyone who's falling for his confused bullshit, please just remember that this was the same week or like the same month in the very least. He was on the reunion talking about how much he wanted Olivia. And then Olivia was yelling at him. And then he decided that he was going to really try and make it work with Olivia. And then the second she said yes to that, he went and like made out with her.
Where is his... I understand Taylor's confusion because she got out of this relationship with Shep. She was like in emotional turmoil. I understand, like, her confusion, I have no question about. I don't understand his confusion. He and Olivia didn't even really have a relationship as far as I could see. They were like, sort of, are they, aren't they? Was it ever going to take off? It seemed like they were stuck in a permanent courtship phase. So I don't know where he's pulling this whole I was so confused thing. I think he's just saying that because he feels like he can say it, but there's actually nothing to support why he would be generally so confused that he would try to hook up with his best friend's ex-girlfriend.
Well, I think he and Taylor both wanted to stick it to Shep more than they wanted to stick it to each other, basically. Yeah. They just both... Austin's always competing with Shep, and then Taylor wanted to get Shep back. And that's all, that's it. And they banged. Also, just want to go on record as saying, again, 100% believe they banged. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Even though I'm saying people do just kiss. Of course people just make out. Of course people in general do. But Austen and Taylor banged. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe Austen is capable of just kissing. I think that he is an animal. And once he starts down that process, he is like, he's going to make sure. And I'm not saying he's like raping her by any means. I'm saying that like I'm just saying he's going to like, he's going to go all the way.
Well, also, you know, because he's not good. You know, he's not good at making out because we see how he talks, and he does have that Muppet like just open and closed version of his mouth, and you know, he just kisses like wah 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 wah, like he's just chomping down on something but never really grabbing hold of it. And so I believe that, you know, he doesn't really have that skill set. So I believe that for him it would be more than making.
Yeah,
out,
I just think that
just
he's
out
like
of necessity.
Yeah, I think that he is going to go as far as he can. And I just don't see him just saying, okay, that was a fun kiss, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not sound problematic when I give my take. I realize it sounded just awful the way I said it. I did not mean it in that awful way.
I think that's work just coming from that place today because I've already done it with being like, I don't know if Shep's even straight anymore.
Just apologize for this entire recap.
Let's just, you know what? It's Southern Charm. This is the most problematic show on television. Like, how are you not going to fall into traps? So Shep's like, you know, you didn't think about anyone else, man. Oh, okay, Shep. Okay. I love that they're trying to out, like, vulnerable each other. They're both coming from the Bachelor playbook where Austen, to excuse himself, he's like, you know what? Bro, we were just, like, so vulnerable. Like, there was just so much confusion going on. So many feelings. And Shep's like, you know what? You didn't even think of my feelings. I'm so vulnerable.
You just want to take, like a typical poor person. How about you sit back and let things come to your mailbox? So Austin's like, I have maintained with Taylor that if something materialized between us, then yes, of course we tell our friends in the appropriate manner. But if nothing did materialize, then there was no reason to tell our friends and hurt their feelings when their feelings didn't even need to be hurt. It's insane right now. I'm like, but then if like nothing did happen, then, I mean, you know it's going to come out. You're on a reality show. Like, you know, you've been on the show too long.
Well, you know it's going to come out because you were the one who put it out.
And that too.
You stupid. You know, he's such a drama queen. He's totally doing this on purpose. That's the other frustrating thing about this. He's just doing, like, he's getting his Sandoval in there. He's getting his Scandival. You know, there's something where when we watch these shows and we think, God, it must be really hard to be on these shows, especially when you're someone who's hated. And I don't think Austen's hated by everybody all the time, but he's definitely had his Winter House moments where everybody was like, fuck you, this guy sucks. And then his Summer House moments. But no, I think that just that attention really gets you addicted, huh? Because he's just really trying for this Scandival thing this year.
Yeah, I think he is, but I think he does love that attention. He loves the chaos around him. This is his classic thing. He creates chaos, then he gets to play innocent. Like, I didn't know. Like, oh my God. You know, you see it later today, like in the episode. He drives me absolutely nuts with all his bullshit. Like, I don't want to make a scene. So Austin's like, poor judgment was made, and I'm sorry for being weak. And Shep's like, you know what? I was broken up with her. You were a very tall shoulder for her to cry on. And you know what? Since you're not a girl, I think I'm just going to be pretty chill about this. So I don't want to lose you as a friend, man. I don't want to lose you. I'm like, really? That's all?
And Austin's doing that fake holding his temple. He's like, look, I'm very stressed out about this. I'm holding my temples. And Austin's like, yeah, you know, man, this is going to cause ripples. It's going to cause tides. I just want to keep it as a secret, man, but I guess I couldn't. And then they show Austen in the diary room, and he's wearing some flower shirt with a brown plaid blazer. And now he's dressing to look like Fozzie Bear. Did you notice that?
I did. I noticed he was dressed kind of crazy, but I did not think, oh, this is an actual Fozzie Bear outfit. But now that you say that, it totally was.
Because Fozzie Bear is brown fur and a colored,
like cravat,
a white with a white flowery scarf thing, yes, and a brown hat, and he's wearing a brown plaid blazer with something that looks like Fozzie Bear's scarf as his shirt. Wow.
I mean, so much attention.
He's just leaning right in.
And by the way, so much attention is put onto Bert and Ernie. At what point are we going to acknowledge Fozzie Bear for the beautiful theater queen that he is?
God, we're just going to wonder if everybody's gay today.
But at Fozzie Bear, I think we can safely say there's a little bit of a foppish quality to him. Good for him. I accept Fozzie Bear. Do not accept Shep.
I don't know. I'm already in enough trouble, I feel like, so I'm going to just be quiet on that.
I will take the hate letters.
I love. Yeah. So they returned back to the party from their fake storyline that I'm not buying for 2 seconds. So Shep's like, all right, give me some whiskey now. And Whitney's just wasted. He's like, I hope you guys sorted it out, mother. I won't go make out with my mom. It's like, no. And Craig's like, so you guys are good after what just happened? Like, come on. How can you guys be good?
Well, we're as good as we can be.
Oh, well, so did you fuck Taylor or not?
I was like, Madison, stop it, Madison.
Last week on Southern Charm, Austen probably fucked Taylor. Nobody believed his bullshit.
We can hear you, Madison. Right.
Last week on Southern Charm, a beta fucked a mouse. There, I said
it. So the next day, we get a new kind of... It's like a dance music version. It's like... And guess what? Vanita has a dog still. That's great. You're doing great, Vanita. It's great. This is your season. I knew your season was coming.
Yeah, it's a new twist on an old favorite. We're moving on from Vanita standing in her closet with Charles at her feet to Vanita being outside with Charles at her feet. So it was like changing up the Charles scene.
Drinking wine in a martini glass. Patricia would be horrified. Yeah. But yeah, she's talking to Charles, and then Madison calls, and she wants to give her the goss. She's like,
I went over to Greg and Whitney's last week on Southern Charm. Let me tell you, what a bunch of man babies. Ain't nobody going to be married to any of those idiots because they're stupid.
You're on the phone with me, not recording your voiceover.
Oh, all right. Hi. Here I am, speaking to Vanita. Is she ever going to get off her porch? Nobody knows.
Vanita's like, oh, are we having a real scene? I thought this is one of those 10-second scenes where we just see what's happening around Charleston. Oh, we're doing a real scene. Oh, well, I wouldn't have had Charles here. Okay. Oh, yeah, so tell me, what should I put my wine down to hear this gossip?
Well, chug that wine, girl. Because long and short is Beta confessed to mailbox money about making out with Taylor.
She's like, no. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Can I tell you something about Factor? I came down with COVID recently, and my box of Factor is what got me through that week. I was living off of my meals from Factor. And yes, I could taste the flavors, and it was delicious, and I'm so grateful for it.
I loved it too. I was doing the vegan meals, and they were fantastic. Factor is so good. And with the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days.
Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door.
You're going to save time, you're going to eat well, and you're going to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle.
Skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping and the prepping and the cleaning up too, while still getting flavor and nutritional quality you need.
Listen, these meals are all ready in just 2 minutes. They satisfy your fall cravings during the busy season, and there's no hassle.
I swear to God, it was so good. Head to factormeals.com/crappens50 and use code crappens50 to get 50% off. That's code crappens50 at factormeals.com/crappens50 to get 50% off.
When we are done recording Watch What Crappens, I am starving, and so lately my solution has been to make a turkey sandwich with cheddar and mayo and some sambal oelek, and the bread I've been using has been Hero bread, which is wonderful because it's high in fiber, it has ultra-low net carbs, and it has 0 grams of sugar per slice. Can you even believe that such a thing exists? And by the way, it tastes great. Even if it weren't low in carbs and high in fiber, I would love this bread. It is fluffy, it is soft, it is delicious. I am all about it. And you should be all about it too, because guess what? There's a discount code. The discount for first purchase is Crappens for 10% off at hero.co. Right now, Hero Bread is offering our listeners 10% off their first order. Just go to hero.co and use our code CRAPPINS to save on Hero bread today. That's HERO.co to save 10% today. You'll really enjoy it.
So then we cut to Craig FaceTiming JT, who I think JT is sitting in his party space that he redid. Is that true?
I like to call it my poppy seed dome. So he's like, can you believe about Austen and Taylor? And he's like, I told you. My issue is more so with Austen that he lied to us. I have an issue with the bro code being breached, or I don't know if you've heard this, but I've been trying to road test something. Professional conduct. What do you think? You like that? I think it's a nice update on an old classic.
Do you think Shep can just forgive him? And Craig's like, I think that Shep has his own motives because now that Taylor has done something nefarious, Shep feels like they can have a clean slate. Oh, Craig. I love that he's opening the word a day emails. That's cute.
It's like that Duran song. Nefarious.
I think Craig's right, by the way.
Yes.
I think that's 100%. Shep loves this because now he can hold a sin over Taylor's head and be like, see, we're both imperfect. Let's still have sex sometimes. I'm not going to marry you.
I am like really disturbed by Craig's late seasons, like the past like 2 or 3 years, that Craig's shockingly accurate reads on people and relationships. Like it doesn't sit well with me that Craig is able to do that.
Oh, it's not Craig. It's not
Paige,
Craig.
you're right.
It's Paige.
I'm so sorry. Of course.
It's Paige.
Oh, God, that makes me feel so much better.
Don't you remember last season when Craig was like, yeah, I can be friends with Naomi again. We're just going to like hang out. We saw each other in Vegas. No big deal. It's like, great. We're going to hang out. And Paige was like, you will be dead in the ground if you ever look her in the eye again. He's like, what? Why would you hang out with your ex? Everybody knows that that's wrong. I was like, really? Because that was your whole storyline last year after you got caught banging Naomi.
I'm like, God, I'm so disturbed by Craig and how he has such good takes ever since he was on Winter House the first season.
I know. People online, I saw a post the other day. People like, oh my God, how did Craig get so hot? You guys, it's Paige. I mean, listen, I blame Paige for a lot of stuff watching Winter House. I'm like, that's Paige's fault. But at the end of the day, you have to blame Paige for what she's doing right, too. And it's basically Craig. I mean, if there was ever a flip of a person, it's Craig. And Paige is doing a great job. She's going to be able to offload that guy for a lot more money than she put into it.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, she's getting a loving it. She's getting a love it, not a list it. Right? They're going to keep that.
Also, can I ask you a question? Have I always said, wow, they're banging? When did I start talking
I don't
like
know.
that? I don't say people are banging, and I've said it like 20 times today.
Sometimes just random words just enter my vocabulary, and then I say the entire recap, and I'm like, why am I saying this word so much? Were you saying they're banging like they're having
I
sex?
don't like it. Yeah, like they're banging, like they banged, or they're banging. I don't think I talk like that. I mean, I don't know. I talk to you more than anybody else who's ever walked the planet.
Banging doesn't really hit my radar, but I don't know if I'm one to I'm not sure I'm one to adjudicate about with word choices on this episode, so I don't know.
Well, if you hear me say banging again, please correct me. Okay, that would be great.
I think you should say
you know what they say? You know what they're saying a lot in this episode? Weird. This is really weird.
I did not notice that.
But we'll get to that. That's the word of the day. They say it 5,000 times. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I won't stop today, you guys. I was like this before the podcast even started. I'm sorry.
So Madison is like, so we're back to Madison and Vanita because they're still talking. And Madison's like,
I've done a lot of shady shit, but I've never hooked up with one of my friend's recent exes. I've only hooked up with big, tall, dumb betas. And you know which one I'm talking about.
And Vanita goes like, yeah, that's girl code. Excuse me. We are going to be, it's girl-fessional. You know what? I'll be back. I'm going to come up with a good version for girls because professional conduct is actually really taken off, I hear.
Girls.
You really can't attach bro to so many things, but it's weird. Like adding girl to things is more difficult.
Yeah. So Madison's like, Yeah, that was good. Or
Girlslation. There, that's girl legislation.
The Girly Show with Jane Pauley.
That is girl limited liability.
So we go over to JT, and JT's like, where's the moral line here? We just can't ignore this. I wonder what mommy has to say about this. And Craig's like, as I always say, there's tons of girls in this town. And, Austen had to continue to hang out with Taylor. And it led to this. And that is unfortunate. What was that little dweep?
What?
Dweep? I just heard a
Is that my chair, maybe?
Was that you getting a text or something?
I did not. Was it a bleep? Like a bleep?
I'm the text.
No, I got no.
Yeah,
I'm on
it was
Do
a
Not
bleep.
Disturb. I got no noises. I don't know. But I moved my chair and my stomach rumbled, but that doesn't sound like a stomach rumble noise.
What if your stomach rumbled like that? Boop. I'm hungry. Boop.
My stomach just turns into Tom Colicchio. Well, like I'm pretty hungry.
I'm like the text police if I hear a fucking text go off during the pod. I'm like Patty LuPone in a Broadway show. No business like show, but excuse me, put your fucking phone away, you monster of a human being.
JT, by the way, JT is really upset right now, and the reason why he's upset is because Craig's / Paige's theory is so true that now Shep can be like, aha, we both messed up. Now we can get back together. It just means that JT is now that much farther away from getting with Taylor because JT is the one who truly is in love with Taylor. JT has hearts in his eyes for Taylor, and he's just the sweet little short king off to the side who'll never be seen because there are too many oak trees in this forest.
I know. Poor guy. Poor rich guy. Like he's sitting back in his rental space, his party space, just trying to be all impressive. Yeah. And Craig's like, well, now that Austen and Taylor are together, I guess Shep has another chance. He's like, wait a minute. What the hell? Mommy?
Doesn't JT sort of feel like a clean shaven and sort of grown up a little bit Yosemite Sam?
I'll say.
That's Foghorn Leghorn.
Is Yosemite Sam the guy with the handlebar mustache and the
shooting guns like left and right? I kind of feel like when he when Yosemite Sam settles down and shaves his beard and decides to enter like the workforce, we get JT.
So let's see. So then we go to, I don't know. I feel like protecting Yosemite Sam, but then I'm like, what has Yosemite Sam ever done for me? And wasn't he just always trying to shoot Bugs Bunny? Who's he always trying to shoot?
I think
Not
Yosemite
Bugs
Sam
Bunny,
is
right?
actually a very sad cartoon. Like he seems to be like a sad person.
He does. He seems to be one of those people to pull his gun on you, like when you pass his house. But then once you get talking to him, you're like, oh my God, poor guy. It's like you're out walking the dog late and he's just out there in his underwear, like batting off bees that aren't there.
Like, I don't know why I act out. I just that like my mama. I don't know. She never told me she loved me, and she had her own struggles. God bless her. And you got to meet people where they are. But like, I just have so much anger inside me. Like, okay.
Yeah, I can see that kind of JT ending up that way, just on a porch somewhere, just upset because the only woman he ever loved never loved him back, and he built a whole party space, what do you call that? A dynasty. He built a whole dynasty of Airbnbs to try and impress one lady, and she never loved him back. And now I'm just sitting here alone on this tufted couch with a party hat on. And a couple of guns in my hand.
Waiting for Papa Seed to FaceTime me so I can have a smile on my face.
He's definitely one of those guys I can see being like, I'm going to groom my mustache. And then he goes to like the mustache groomer. And they're like, hey, you have any beard oil? And then they like twirl his mustache and oil it up. And he pays $75.
Right. And they're like, so how's your job in corporate finance? Like, it's pretty good. You may not know this about me, but I was pretty wild in my 20s. I had a beard yay long and just would shoot guns all the time. But, it's good. I like doing some quarterly forecasts now.
Okay, so let's go to lunch with Olivia and Leva. Olivia's wearing a yellow hat that says best friend. And Leva's like, hey, not to quote JT, but we have a lot to unpack here.
That's Andy Cohen's line, bitch. And Leva orders a gluten-free waffle, which already got me mad. So then
No, it's gluten-free falafel.
It's falafel?
Because they serve them falafel, and she goes, "This is gluten-free, right?" Because traditionally falafel is gluten-free, but there are a lot of fuckwits who like to make it not gluten-free just to fuck with everybody, even though it's supposed to be
I thought you
gluten-free.
ordered a waffle, not a falafel. So I just made me really angry that she was going for a gluten-free falafel, which is, by the way, totally fine to do. But like, it made me angry that Leva was doing it. I don't know why, but
I make them for my sister and her kids. I make gluten-free waffles. Let me tell you, they're not great. Okay. Also, I want to know this restaurant, because this restaurant, I think it's like their bread. You know how some restaurants give you bread when you get their crackers, or a place I like gives you a little of that pimento cheese on little cracker things. It's delicious. But I think this one gives you falafel. And so she's like, "Is this gluten-free?" And I was like, "What place just gives you falafel? That's amazing."
Well, I'm going to go back to my original thing. I would like a place that just gives a free waffle in the middle. That's actually probably the easiest and cheapest thing to do. That's probably easier than a fresh piece of bread, right? You just pour that batter in, grill it, and then you have a basket with some waffle that you can like pull apart waffle.
Wouldn't that be
fun?
a fairly easy
and like
bread,
a maple
actually,
butter,
or waffle.
and
Yeah.
you can like dip. Like that would be such a fun bread basket, a bread waffle.
My
Waffle
favorite bread thing right now is a crepe. I just love a crepe. I mean, I've always loved a crepe, but God, I really love them now. I just love little folded pancakes. Wow. Let's start that trend. Just crepe and waffle.
What about
baskets.
a waffle wrapped
Guys,
in a crepe?
Oh,
that's too much.
That sounds good.
You think it's good?
No, I think that sounds good. Like maybe just slice the waffle semi-thinly and then put the whipped cream and walnuts or whatever and a little syrup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you like nuts and things.
I do.
And then wrap it like a little burrito.
That would actually be quite lovely. Okay, you all heard it here first. This is what's going to happen. This is our next endeavor: is the waffle crepe or the crepe waffle.
Can you tell we've both been counting calories all week? We're like, wow. Listen, this is what happened on Southern Charm. We should have waffle bread baskets.
You know who would probably love it? Sheree. She's a big fan of the omelet. Don't forget.
Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Made in a waffle iron. I'll have the omelet, please.
Okay, so Olivia is like, there's just like a disconnect between Taylor and I, like what we think is okay and like what we don't think is okay, and like y'all wouldn't talk to your families about it. Like, who does that?
Yeah. And Leva goes, "I love Taylor, but everything, like, stuff just keeps like coming out. And like, do you think that they did hook up?" And Olivia's like, "Well, during that coffee conversation, I was like, this is the time to tell me everything." And then she said nothing happened. And the thing is, if something does come out, I know me, I won't ...
So you mean like you won't have a friendship? That's what you're trying. This is really difficult getting through this with you. Do you want to write this down first, and I'll like help you through your points? Because I have businesses to run.
I have an easel next door. Do you want to do some Pictionary? You want to Pictionary it out a little bit, maybe? And she's basically, Olivia's like,
I heard it again.
what?
The weed.
I literally,
I heard it again.
but it's not.
It's
I'm not
something
getting
on your computer. It's your Skype. I think it's
I
your
don't have
Skype.
Skype
Is your
open.
Skype open?
And I have not received a text since, looking right now, 6 minutes ago.
I don't think it's your text. I recognize the sound from Skype when people would come online. You know what? I wonder if my Skype is on. Maybe
I
I'm hearing my own
wonder.
Skype. You know what? My Skype is on. Mystery solved.
Well, David, thank you for trying to gaslight me.
So,
Guys, I would like to take this moment to apologize not only to the audience, but to my friend Ben for accusing him of something that I actually did. I'd like to offer him this invisible basket of waffles.
Ronnie, where's the
least I could do with bro
limit?
code.
Where's the boundary? When does it ever stop? All you do is take, and take.
Benjaminius, I would like to order you this brosket of waffles.
Yeah, you really did violate some professional conduct right there.
Okay, guys, we're
I have to get
more.
a haircut. I have to literally get a haircut.
Oh my God,
I'm never
shut
getting a
up.
haircut.
We are more lucid right now than Olivia in this scene. Olivia's like,
So then, I really like her, but then if she said she didn't, I'm going to believe she didn't, but then maybe she didn't. But anyway, Shep is gonna, he brought over some pheasant. You eat that, right?
and Leva goes, "What's pheasant? Is that a bird?" I was like, "Wow, the restaurateur of the
I know.
group." top of her game.
So how old is that pheasant? Didn't we see that pheasant go in the fridge like 2 weeks ago? Like that pheasant is turned. Okay, so like many cast members on the show, that pheasant is past its prime. So Olivia's like, it's an edible bird, right? Like, am I messing that up? Like, what's a bird you eat that's on menus? And Olivia goes, chicken. She goes, huh?
No, a bird. You know, a bird you can eat. Chicken's a bird. No, it's not.
It's a vehicle.
Bird. Come on.
So Shep has
Is pork a bird?
Shep is doing a pheasant dinner. And, Olivia's like, I'm not in a place. It's not like I don't want to see Taylor. I'm even when I'm mad at her, I miss her. I do miss her. And Leva's like, oh, yeah. So you don't think this dinner is going to feel really awkward? By the way, way to talk about a dinner that Leva wasn't invited to. Did you know Leva wasn't even at this dinner and they're talking about it? Rude.
Well, she says, I don't want to go. Didn't she say?
Right.
She
Never
said, you don't think a dinner is going to be awkward? I don't want to go. But I don't know if she was invited or
She
not.
and
I'm
Benita and
assuming
Madison,
she was
all three of
invited.
them were not there.
Oh. I don't
Justice
know.
for
So,
pheasant.
I don't know, of course.
Pheasant non-invitees.
Yeah. So Olivia's like, yeah, you know what? You should go and eat this damn pigeon. Oh my God. It's like, I can't. Why? Come on.
Yeah, because Leva's like, I don't want to like sit there and like be next to Austen like during all this awkwardness. And Olivia's like, yeah, I'd rather be a dead pheasant than sit next to him at dinner, which I think is actually a pretty global sentiment. Like I think we probably all feel that way.
So wait, those are poor birds, right? Okay, so then we go to Austen in a red Trumpy looking baseball cap. This show is also they have a big love for backwards baseball caps. God, they love them. They're in like every scene, a big baseball cap.
Big old cap. So Austen goes to Taylor's house and
That's the drama.
Huh?
There's a drama.
And Taylor, I thought you said that because my stomach just rumbled. I was like, was it that loud? Taylor is like, she's like, hey, welcome to my humble abode. And Austin's like, well, I brought some trop hop so you can put it in your fridge. Still kind of peddling. I love just peddling the last few cans of this beer. Didn't he sell it? Didn't he get rid of it? Why is he still pushing so hard for this?
I don't think he sold it. Who's going to buy Trop Hop? Like, even in a store, much less a corporation. He goes over and she has her like Shep rip off dog Penelope. No offense to you, Penelope. You're still cute, but you do signal a severe issue with security in your mother's heart. I think we need to
I will only accept it if she gets another dog named Warren. So that way she can say, this is Penelope and Warren.
Also, why is Taylor hawking? This show is just about hawking the guy's alcohol products at this point. We've got his Trop Hop and we've got her hawking Shep's friend's Day Chaser, which she also takes to the party later. So she pops open a beer and he's like, whoa, you're actually gonna have one right now. That's you okay? She's like, yeah, that's just what I do now. It's day drinking. Okay.
I'm really upset. Sorry, Ronnie. I messed up my joke. Penelope Ann Miller, not Penelope Ann Warren. I mixed up.
I didn't say anything because I was like, God, I'm stupid. I just had a scene where I was calling Olivia stupid for not knowing what Pheasant is, and I was like, why don't I know who Penelope Ann Miller is?
No, because I think there's a Leslie Ann Warren. So I mixed up Leslie Ann Warren.
Leslie Ann Warren. It's from Clue.
So pretend I never said anything and said, okay, I only approve of Penelope the dog if instead of drinking Trop Hop, Taylor was drinking a Miller, so that way she could say, it's Penelope Ann Miller. Okay, now we can go forward.
Well, actually, you'd like Penelope Ann Warren because there is a person, of course, named Penelope Ann Warren. She's on Twitter. Her name is Wandering Sanity. And the first thing I see on Google is, at Wandering Sanity, I found a place to call home and my kids are my life. I mean, that sounds just like your perfect lunch date.
Penelope. I don't know. I'm just like loving. The idea of someone named Penelope Ann Warren is actually like named, and she actually exists and it's called Wandering Sanity.
Oh my God! Look at her picture. I just clicked on her. Why are we talking about this random? I'm sorry, everybody. She's like a pinup model. My goodness.
Oh, Wandering Sanity. Okay, I'm looking at her. I'm clicking on Penelope Oh, geez. Is she real? Is she a
says,
bot?
I hadn't gone in expecting lifelong celibacy, but it was probably for the best. 7 full hours worth of sleep was as close to pleasure as I was getting anytime soon. I mean, no one really needed sex, right? I'd gone almost 2 years without it. What was 50 more?
Her
Wow.
tweets, she actually has
I really
a
stumbled
story.
onto something
She
here.
actually has like, her tweets tell a whole, she has like a series of tweets from 2019 and they just go and go. I mean, I'm like, this is fascinating, Penelope Ann Warren. I hope she's okay. I'm a little concerned about her, to be honest.
I'm following her. Okay. We're following her on Watch What Crappens now. We've got to keep up with her. This is really
She hasn't
interesting,
posted
actually.
since 2020.
Oh my God, I hope she's
I'm like a
okay.
little concerned.
Here's her last tweet. My hand brushing over the top of my youngest son's head. I smiled down at his sleeping form, a tinge of sadness behind it. Sanek Jaden, or SJ, was growing up so damn fast. It felt as of it had been just a few weeks ago that I gave birth to my third and last child, not 8 months ago. Wow, this really, she goes off. This is like a 20 tweet.
It is like a whole story.
thing.
Well, Penelope, we hope you're with us and you're okay. I did not expect it.
Hold on, I'm gonna scroll to the end. I don't think she died by the end, because this is where she says, I'd gone almost 2 years without sex. What was 50 more? I think this is like a sex account, but I don't see any like OnlyFans link. Do you?
I can't understand what it is. I cannot understand.
Well, I hope she's okay. Penelope Ann Warren, tweet, would you? Okay, you've got 2 worried old queens over here.
I know, so
Your
I'm checking
aunties,
on Penelope
your
Ann
aunties on
Warren.
Twitter need you to be okay.
Oh, Penelope. Okay. Oops, I just opened iTunes by accident. I'm a disaster. I just went and clicked on the wrong thing and now I've got a whole...
Why am I determined to just throw our entire show away
I don't
today?
know.
Like, bye, audience. Just goodbye. Just leave
Penelope Ann
then.
Warren.
Watch What Crappens and Winter is Crappening are the funniest recap podcasts. But if you want something more eerie, try the new podcast Ghost Story, about my investigation into a murder-suicide in my own family. Ghosts aren't real. At least that's what I've always believed. Sure, odd things happen in my childhood bedroom, but ultimately, I shrugged it all off. That is, until a couple of years ago when I discovered that every subsequent occupant of that house is convinced they've experienced something inexplicable too, including the most recent inhabitant who says she was visited at night by the ghost of a faceless woman. It just so happens that the alleged ghost haunting my childhood room might just be my wife's great-grandmother, who was murdered in the house next door by 2 gunshots to the face. Ghost Story, a podcast about family secrets, overwhelming coincidence, and the things that come back to haunt us. Follow Ghost Story wherever you get your podcasts. Listen everywhere on October 23rd, or you can binge early and ad-free on Wondery Plus the same day.
Here comes one right now.
So Austen doesn't want to drink his Trop Hop because he actually knows what it tastes like. And Taylor opens hers and she's like, cheers to me. And he's like, so was last night good? And she was like, well, last night was good. Obviously, I miss having you there. And then...
And he doesn't apologize or anything after ditching her event. He just like stares at her. And she's like, okay, so you're not going to apologize. So how was the night for you? And he's like, so Shep and Madison showed up to Whitney's and Shep was like, let's talk. And I was like, all right. And then I told him we did kiss. And she's like, that is not cool at all. Olivia's reaction is not going to be good. And I asked you if I should tell her, and you said no because she's not in a good headspace. And that's not fair. Oh my God, stop fucking sticking to another man's
Exactly.
script. You like went from one script writer to another. Okay, I'm getting annoyed.
But also,
now.
like,
Okay,
fuck
someone
Austen.
needs to go in there and help Taylor. Get her out of there. And
But fuck Austen because, Taylor should just be thinking for herself and not protecting a douchebag like Austen. But also, Austen and Taylor have this secret that they know could devastate their friends, and then he just goes and says it and now she looks like the asshole. Like, whoever says it first is always gonna come off better than the person who doesn't say, like, because now that person looks like more of a liar when they lied equally. And like that was just like that's like typical Austen. And then he's like, well, I had to get off my chest. So she's like, you know, like every time we talked about this, Austen's like, you gotta stick to the script. You gotta stick to the script. And then we see last week that like Taylor, as a reminder, like Taylor even said we never even kissed. So even if you want to play the game like, oh, a kiss isn't a hookup, she still said we didn't even kiss.
Yeah, because Olivia's like, so, I mean, you guys talked to your family, so why did you talk to your all's family about it? I mean, if it was just a drunken kiss, like, just tell me, was it a drunken kiss or anything like that? Promise me. Tell me it wasn't just even that. And she's like, nothing. Swear on my life. Swear on my life. Oh. Awkward. Yeah. So she tells us, so now my heart is quite literally in my asshole because I was looking into the eyes of one of my very good friends, lying to her. Okay, you've lost all credibility. Yeah. You're done. Your credibility was already at a low because of Shep. Then it's at another low because of Austen. But at least those two things, I can say, you know what? At the end of the day, poor Taylor still, because those guys are dicks and douchebags, you know?
I think they prey on her. They do. I mean, I think that she was in a much more vulnerable and confused situation than Austen was, despite everything that Austen says. And I think Austen probably did a pretty good job of manipulating her. And as much as I want to be like, just stop like sticking to another man's script, which I 100% agree with, I also can understand how she genuinely felt like Austen was a really close friend, and she is like weak in that way. And I think that like it just sucks that Austen puts her in this position, and then he holds her out to dry, like hangs her out to dry. Like that's so fucked up. Like what a dick.
Yeah, but she's still a total asshole too. So, you know, welcome to the show. You'll fit right in.
But then on top of that, Austen goes, well, I'm sorry that it hurts you, but it fucking sucked, but I've never felt more liberated.
And there it is. There is a typical fucking Austen.
Like, not like, I'm sorry I put you in this position. Like, honestly, if I were Austen, like, I don't know, I would be like, I'm sorry, I put you in this terrible position. What can I do to help this? Because I know you're going to take it really hard, and you know it's not cool that I said it first without you, and now you're going to look bad. He's just like, well, I feel great, and because I said it to Shep, and like I'm another guy, and we have professional conduct. Like he's said, we're cool. So good luck to you. Bye.
Yeah, my God. So then we go to, she's crying, you know, and I can't feel sorry for her. I do feel a little sorry. I'm not going to lie. I do feel a little sorry for her, but I'm refusing to because fuck off.
She
like,
was an
seriously
idiot about this, but I feel sorry for her at the same time. Two things.
If it weren't for the last week lie, I would feel sorrier.
Yes.
But I can't. I mean, I can't. So then Madison comes to Patricia's house. You know what? I'm getting better about having sympathy or empathy, depending on what kind of grammar you're into. But I also need to get better about just not handing it out to people who don't deserve it. And I think this is a case where I can say, even though I don't believe Austen and Olivia's relationship was even real, that's not the point, and that's supposed to be your friend, and you suck in this situation. Yep. And you still wouldn't have told her, even today, had you not been forced out by Austen. So no, I will not give it to you.
So we go to Madison. Madison goes over to Patricia's. And she's like knocks at the door when he's like, we don't accept Mormons here. She's like, shut up, beta. And so she walks in and she's like, hi, Patricia. She's like, hey there, cutie pie. What's going on? Ooh, do I see champagne? Because I know one thing I don't see. Randy. Apparently he's still hiding from the broom. He thinks it's a witch. So I've been trying to get him out of the cellar for 3 days straight now.
Did you hear us downstairs last night?
It's like, not only did I hear you, the house was vibrating, but then I realized, no, the house isn't vibrating. Poor Randy just got stuck trying to leave the boundaries, and his collar went off.
Well, that must be when I walked in.
And so, oh, good, Whitney. I'm glad you're using the coops. That makes it a lot better. It's not trashy like the flutes. Hey, I'm glad you did this because you came over because all the liquor was consumed.
And Madison's like,
well, Austen confessed that him and Taylor hooked up. Right, Whitney? Right?
And Whitney's like, oh, God. Patricia goes, and then there's a nude photograph she sent you, but I guess we're not talking about that. What the hell, Taylor?
Taylor is a full mess. She is a mess.
Also, at what point does HR get involved? I mean, I know this is Southern Charm, but the history on this show is not good. Like, Catherine, it's like, do you have to sleep with Whitney to come on the show? I mean, is nobody going to say anything about this? This isn't good.
I think Taylor should not be on reality TV right now. I think she needs to be back home with her mom, going to church and, feeling all those things, because she seems like she is a wreck right now. So Whitney is like, he's like, I don't know what the hell Mother's talking about. Forget it. It was a friendly thing. It was a friendly new picture. It's okay. Yeah, it was a friendly thing. It was a very friendly thing.
But also, Taylor's stuff aside, okay, let's just give Taylor the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what, Taylor's just broken at this point and she's just acting out and doing whatever she needs to do. Okay, just put that. Who shows their mother nudes that people send them? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions in this whole thing. And so Patricia's like, well, of course I asked Whitney to see the photograph, and there's something written on the bottom of the photograph. It says, come one, come all, which implies, well, I don't want to think about what it implies. Let's just say Randy better bring a mop to clean up that mess.
Oh, so Whitney's like, yeah, well, it was, it was just right after Shep broke up. So, maybe to get Shep pissed off, which, yeah. And, or to get a solid booking on the show that you're the producer on, Whitney. I mean, Jesus, come on. Come on, this shouldn't be fair. I need human resources to step. Someone tell me the name of human resources over there. I'm calling them. I'm calling Patricia. No, that's Patricia's on this show. Who would the name of? Who do you think human resources
on Southern Charm is? Probably just like Peggy? Craig with the mustache on. Hello. What's your concern? So Madison tells us
Patricia and Whitney are close, but I didn't know they were close enough to share nudes of the chicks that are sliding in his DMs.
So there you go, Ronnie. You're not alone. You're not the only one who's gobsmacked by this.
So it's like, oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. Well, if you think it's nothing, I'll go ahead and release my sex tape. Then it's basically me watching. What's the new butler's name? I just
Randy.
said it. Oh, it's me watching Randy try to stack coops in a pyramid and then pour champagne perfectly down and fill them evenly. And his toe is connected to a little wire of electricity so that if a drop gets on him, he dies.
And the twist is that all those coops are stacked on top of Chauncey, the dog. So... So when he's like, Mother, everything's fine. She's a sweet girl. Oh, come on. And Patricia's like, well, she's hawking Jesus and goodness and then sending nude pictures and sleeping with everyone else's boyfriend. I mean, sweet. She's a sweet girl. Sweet.
Gosh. So Madison's just cracking up. So
Madison was not expecting to hit this landmine, this gold mine. She was like,
I just was going to come over and talk shit and do a little scene. I didn't think I'd have all this gossip I'd be able to talk to Vanita and Charles about.
So now we go to Shep meeting Craig at a restaurant. So many baseball caps on this show. I just write it over and over because I'm always gobsmacked at just how many there can be.
And Shep is ordering, and he's like, I'll order a trop. Hikalia. I was like, oh, I love the trop hop mislead. That was great because Austen got really excited watching that back. I was like, this is insane why he went Tropicalia instead of trop hop.
I'm gonna get crazy and have shrimp, a bourbon shrimp. Is that nuts? Is that nuts of me? And the lady's like, it's on the menu. So they order, and Craig's like, Austen called me this morning and I actually got pissed off after that phone call. And we see a clip of the phone call, and Austen goes, my question to you, Craig, are you shocked? Are you shocked? Come on, Craig. Are you even shocked that this happened?
Well, because you lied to me the last 6 months and I gave you the benefit of the doubt. So I guess I'm a little shocked. And also another thing is, wait, hold on a second. What am I supposed to say, Paige? That's not a good friend. Oh, sorry. Did you have something else to say, Paige?
You will be in a grave 19 feet deep if you ever try and pull that shit with me. I'm just telling you that right now.
You you're going to be in a grave since you were 19 years old.
I just took the master bedroom closet.
I'm taking
Okay,
the master
bye.
bedroom, Austen.
Call me never.
Never
Click.
call me, what was that?
What are you even talking about? I said bourbon shrimp. Isn't that nuts?
So Craig is like, you know what, Austen, he gets himself in these situations and gets mad at everyone else for calling him out. I'm like, that's literally every single one of you guys, but also true. And so Shep is like, well, I do respect him for his honesty. And by honesty, I mean lack of honesty until he was forced into a corner and then begrudgingly told me something.
Well, Shep is trying to push through this, and like I know he wants to seem like he can't be bothered, but I know that he's bothered, and like, you know, this takes brushing stuff under the rug to like a new level.
Which, by the way, I now make rugs for Sewing Down South, and I also offer up brushes. So if you want to brush things under them, you can visit my store, Brick and Mortar. So
Well, he's like, so are you going to still hang out with Austen like right away, or are you going to be mad for a while? And Shep's like, oh, that's a good question, but we have a fucking dinner. I have this fucking pheasant that I killed because I killed a pheasant and I want everyone to eat them. So I invited everyone, you know, and I just don't care. Like, you know, except everyone except Leva, Madison, Vanita,
GT,
you know.
Rod. I mean, Rodrigo can come, but not Rod. Anyone else? Whitney, Patricia. By the way, what is going on with Lisa and Caleb, the people who host this pheasant dinner? That Shep is so up their ass. They must be very wealthy because he is all about this pheasant dinner and he's all about people acting properly at the pheasant dinner. He is trying to impress these people.
Yeah, he is really trying to impress them, and they're really trying to be on the show, you know, which I get. But I think Shep sometimes is probably just lonely, and he's just like a little rich kid out there shooting things. And this couple is like, hey, you can bring it over and we'll cook it.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes that's all you need. Somebody who will cook your dead shit for
But I
you.
also think that like Shep lives in two worlds. I think Shep lives in the Southern Charm world, but then he also lives in his like super wealthy, you know, Charleston, you know, old money world. And I think these people are probably in that world, and he probably does not mix them. He does not, I don't think that he willingly mixes Craig and Austen in with the people that he was raised with who have like a lot of money. And so when he mixes the worlds, he's probably like very nervous because in that world, he probably cares a lot more about what people think of him. But in the Southern Charm world, he's just like the really rich kid who like everyone else is kind of just like a joke to him.
Yeah, I could see that. They were very boring. I'll say that. I mean, they were basically from the cousin Marcy school of casting.
Caleb was very boring. I'm sort of obsessed with Lisa because I'm like scared of her just watching it. Like I'm scared because she has that like big eyes and big grin. That's like, you're gonna fucking do what I say you do in my house. But she's like, come on in. Come on, you have to have either red wine or white wine with this. That's all I'm going to serve you. And I was like, I'm scared of her.
Here's my thing. She hasn't really taught her husband how to eat properly, so I don't buy that because her husband eats with his mouth open and stuff flopping out of his mouth.
Well, that's because they're afraid of
Caleb,
bullets. But he has to like eat gently in case he bites down on a bullet. Okay, we'll get to that. So,
yeah, I'm not afraid of Lisa. I don't think she has very many rules. That's what I'm saying. I've seen how your husband eats.
I'm scared of her. So like, yes.
Lisa's coming for you. You better hope she doesn't listen to this because you're dead.
Well, marked man.
So Craig's like,
Yeah, but I just want to know, like, you shouldn't be inviting your ex-girlfriend to dinner.
and he's like, you know, I'm just a come one, come all kind of a guy, which is crazy because that was
Yes.
the same caption that Taylor put on her picture.
Yes,
I just realized it.
I actually emboldened that so I wouldn't even forget that point because I was like, I cannot believe that we had that back to back that Shep just said, I'm a come one, come all kind of person. Wow.
Weird.
Yes. So Craig is like, to try to force yourself into celebrating with people that have hurt you so bad is just like not healthy. He's like, I'm not bothered, you know, I'm really not bothered whatsoever. As he's like,
Did Shep send the picture to Whitney? I'm sorry. It's detective mind. That can't be an accident. That we just had a scene where they said she sent her picture, she sent her nudes, and they say, come one, come all. And then the very next scene, Shep's like, I'm a come one, come all kind of a guy. Wow. Is that Shep like sending revenge porn to Whitney?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think
No, probably not. I mean, there's no proof of that. I'm just asking because it's weird.
Yeah, let's just like get ourselves into more trouble on this episode.
We're done. Like, whatever.
So Craig, so basically Craig's like, this is going to explode. So now we go to Craig's house and Paige has arrived. She's like, oh, home sweet home. And by home sweet.
I did say come all.
So
sorry.
Oh, wow. Home sweet home. And by home sweet home, I mean, yuck, gross, yuck.
I mean, wow, your home is really gross. Would that fit on a wooden sign? Yes. Stitch that on a pillow, you fucking loser. So Paige comes over in some pants that looks like she's afraid of electricity near her legs.
Rubberized on the bottom or something.
She's wearing like tinfoil pants.
That would be the worst thing to wear if there's electricity down there.
Yeah, she's afraid of electricity, like the guy in Breaking Bad who was allergic to electricity. Wasn't he wearing tinfoil covers and stuff?
Tinfoil conducts.
Not Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul.
But tinfoil would conduct electricity.
I know, but it was something that, I don't know, something silver. Anyway, who cares? I'm just trying this recap. Okay, so Craig's like,
So, yeah, anyway, kissing your ex-boyfriend's friend is becoming very incestuous, right? Right, Paige?
And she's like, you guys are weird. So I'm going to usher in the word weird that we will now all use 30 times for the rest of this episode.
I can't believe how hot it is down here. Like, New York is awful, but at least we're consistent. And at least we wear black. Ugh, gross. So they go inside.
We find out, that she has her own bedroom now. She has one of the guest rooms because she just needs to get away from Craig and have her own closet. She's like, wow, I love having my own room. He's like, I can still come in, right? She's like, no.
No. What I like to do is I like this room because it's like the size of a New York City apartment. And I just like pretend that there's like an Obama and a Hale and Hardy downstairs. I'm like, good. Back in Manhattan. And then I open my eyes and I just see like permanent fall outside. And I'm like, gross, Charleston.
So basically he's like,
I love her because she's a Yankee.
So then we go to Shep and little Craig.
He's from Delaware. I just want to point out.
Yeah, he's another, Craig has always wanted this Southern Charm life. He's just going to do it.
Yeah. She's feisty. So, So Paige is like, I've got snacks. Whatever. She's like, don't look in this drawer. I've got snacks. And there's just like some Lay's in there. So, now it's time. Shep is with now little Craig. And he's like, hey, little Craig, do you know where we are? It's our friend's house. Come on in, little Craig. Craig's like, I don't know where I am. I'm a dog. Every place looks the same to me, okay? Every house seems to have a big staircase where we can even get into it. Can someone please have a doorway on the first floor? Thank you very much. I have health problems. My sister is my daughter. As Faye Dunaway slaps little Craig. Woof, my sister. Woof, my daughter. Woof, my sister. Woof, my daughter.
What are you talking about?
Jack Nicholson. Chinatown. Out of context, that must have seemed very strange. You know that famous scene?
Like what? I forgot Chinatown.
There's a famous scene where Faye Dunaway's character is talking about someone and she goes, she's my sister. And Jack Nicholson like slaps her. It's like, pff. He goes, she's my daughter. And he slaps her again. She goes, she's my sister. And he slaps her again. And she goes, this is my daughter. And then he slaps her again. And she goes, she's my sister and my daughter. It's like a big moment, but it's like a super famous scene. It's actually so ridiculous when you actually describe it. But I was just trying to touch on some of little Craig's incestuous health issues.
This is little Craig starring in the dog version of Chinatown. Okay, so Lisa's like, wow, look at Caleb. That's Caleb over there. Caleb, you've been cooking all day, right? And Caleb's like, so we see creepy Caleb over there working with the pheasant. And Shep's like, one of the things Yeah, I don't really trust the way he's cooking it either, but we'll get to that later. One of the things I love about hunting is, bringing it to people I know who know how to cook. And Caleb cooks better than almost anyone I know.
Gosh. Well, considering that the only people you know are Austen and Craig, I don't think it's a very high bar. Gosh.
So Paige and Craig are first, and
Paige is so happy.
They go
Paige, in all her time being on Southern Charm, anytime she's guested, she has always seemed so miserable and just counting the seconds to go back to New York. But now that she's actually in like a proper nice house and she spots like good fixtures and like some sophisticated people, she has a smile that is going from ear to ear. She's like, oh my God, wow, this place is gorge. Oh my God, wow. By the way, this is like what my mom always says before we go to dinner parties. Now act right. Then she would also say, and remember to smash that like button and like and subscribe.
It's also her first day, so she's not really sick of anything yet, right? She just got there. By tomorrow, she's gonna make die.
You want some breakfast in bed?
I want some breakfast and I hope you die. That'd be great.
So she goes in. Also, she's much happier tonight because
I was gonna say that,
and she's like, "Thank God."
She's been waiting.
Thank God.
So long.
Yeah. She's like, "You're like a piece of driftwood after the Titanic." And I'm basically going to lie on you as Kate Winslet while I watch the rest of these Leo DiCaprio's drown. Okay,
please get on the driftwood with me. Oh wait, you're the driftwood. Never mind. I'm on you. Yeah, no, I thought the same thing. Paige was so thrilled that there was a gay to talk to. Like the entire episode, she is just like smiling and laughing with the gay, like happier than she ever has been.
So let's see. So Taylor comes in with boxes of day chasers. I hope Taylor's getting paid well for this day chasers thing. So she comes in and Craig freaks out to see Taylor, right? And Shep's like, "Look at me. I'm crying. We were a family one time. I'm so vulnerable. I'm a man with a dog during shooting times. And I'm going to cry when the dog sees the woman I wouldn't make my wife." Oh.
And he does this strange, exaggerated wiping the tears away thing. He like slaps his eyes. He's like, I was like, "You're going to give yourself a black eye, sir. Calm down."
Not buying it.
He's like, "He gained 3 pounds while you were gone. You're missing so much." So then Austen shows up and Caleb is in the corner talking about like, "Yeah, so I sous vide the pheasant first." I'm like, okay, I don't like your cooking methods already. And
You're going to sous vide the pheasant and then finish on the grill. Okay, we've heard that, right? We've heard that on Top Chef. I'm not a Top Chef, so I love to cook. Not, probably not great at it, but I love to cook. Gross. This sounds terrible. Pheasant is already this little tiny thing with not a lot of fat. I guess that's why you would sous vide it. I could see the sous videing part, but the grilling, and then they kept it on the grill forever. Right. And then when we see people chewing it, they're like,
I agree. I felt like it was on that grill for a very long time. It looked like it wasn't good, Caleb. Is dry. This is a dry bird you're making. I can just tell. So,
yeah. Cut the pheasantries. Caleb, please pack your knives and go.
Caleb.
You eating with your mouth open, idiot.
How did today go for you? Did you mean to keep the pheasant on the grill for as long as the pheasant was actually alive?
Okay, so let's see. Austen comes over.
Right. And he's like, "Whoa, Shep, that jacket is me." He's like, "South Africa, baby." And then Rodrigo and his boyfriend arrive, and this is where Paige is so thrilled. She's like, "Oh my God, I want you to come over because I want to show you the couch I picked out for Craig. I want to drop it on his head. Tell me what you think."
And Tyler goes, "I've never eaten pheasant." She goes, "Oh my God, I love you already. You're gay and don't understand hunting. Let's please sit down together."
Okay, who do you want to make fun of first? Okay, let's look at that one over there. Oh God, so stupid. Am I right? Okay, I knew we both agree.
So
why is your boyfriend in a backwards baseball cap? I love that even gay guys are stupid in Charleston. You want to laugh about it? Come on, let's go sit in the corner together.
So Shep pulls Taylor and he's like, "So I think you know about Austen and I's conversation, and obviously a really bad decision on several different levels. And Austen told me that y'all hooked up." And I'm like, whoa, like this whole like really bad decision on several different levels. Already I'm kind of mad at Shep because it's like, so Austen gets a pass, like, "Oh man, I get it." but like he's coming in hard on Taylor. I don't like that at all. Like
Shep, yeah, whatever I say about Taylor being wrong in the Olivia situation does not apply to Shep. Again, I have to stress that. Fuck Shep. You don't have any right to get mad at who she makes
But then
out
also
with.
to be chill
Fuck
about
you.
Austen.
I don't even care if it's your best
Yeah.
friend. Who cares?
Well, I'm like, either be mad at, if you're going to be mad at Taylor, you should be equally mad at Austen. But if you're going to be chill with Austen, I don't think you should then be nasty about it to Taylor.
Well, he's not being nasty. He's just expecting her to fall all over herself apologizing to him. Like, it's so funny how he's just like so entitled to this apology. Well, I guess you really made a huge decision on so many fronts, hooking up. And she's like, we didn't hook up. We just kissed. There's a difference. He goes, okay, well, you know what? I have a hard time believing anyone just kisses in this day and age. I mean, everyone tears each other's clothes off this day and age. And she's like, don't you remember that you said you just kissed all the girls that you cheated on me with? He's like, okay, well, I guess we're all flawed then. No, you're a piece of shit. And you cheated on her with a million people. And now you have the nerve to not only come up to her and talk to her about this shit, about making out with someone that's none of your business. You do it while you're licking dead bird off your fingers. You fucking pig. Get the fuck out of here.
So then all of a sudden Shep tells us, I do not want the image of Taylor and Austen kissing. Gosh, it's in my brain. So Taylor then says, I want to say I apologize, but I feel like I don't owe you that. And we're two single people. And like, we were in a very vulnerable, Jesus crutchless position. And we were like not in a good place with either one of you guys. So that's why we did it.
You were in a good position with Olivia.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I'm still on your side versus Shep, but give me a fucking break. And you were both in a bad place. How was Austen in a bad place? Austen wasn't in a bad place. You were in a bad place. Don't stick up for Austen at the same time.
Cut to Paige inside watching this and a huge grin on her face. She's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Can I say one thing? Shep, like, loves her. Like, he loves her. And, like, you can tell by the way he looks at her. He just, like, can't wait to get back together with her so he can cheat on her again. He just is, like, in love with her.
Well, Austen and Craig and Paige are all thrilled. They're all loving this gossip, especially Austen, you know, because Austen set all of this into motion and he loves the mess. And he's like,
Yeah, well, I've been telling Taylor that for ages. The Shep really likes her.
and Paige is like, so, do you love her? What's going on? And he goes,
I need her in my life because, like, she's a very good friend, but it's not more than that, you know. It's just, it needs to be like that.
We get a solid Paige.
Don't believe that for a second, but that's fine. So Shep is like, I'm just doing my best, like, but I'm terrible at it sometimes. Well, I appreciate you having this conversation, and I don't take advantage of me being kind to be like, oh, hey, don't take advantage of me to be like, hey, I'm good with Taylor, so I'm going to go pick up this other girl. And if you do that, do it with Day Chaser, available in the beverage department of your local grocer.
My favorite flavor is... So then we go to Paige, and Paige is like,
So what about Olivia then?
and Austin's like, you know, I haven't spoken to Olivia, which is
Totally a bummer. Because, you know, I sit with myself and I'm like, oh my God, I feel great, except for Olivia, you know, and I shouldn't even be worried.
like Austen just put Taylor in this terrible position. He's like, I feel great,
You know, except for Olivia. But I shouldn't even be worried because Olivia doesn't even fucking talk to me. But in a perfect world,
Olivia doesn't talk to you because you're an absolute jackass. This is not going to make it much better.
She's actually doing the thing that we've wanted so many people on this show to do, which is just to like not even talk to Austen, just like move on. Like how many times we're like, just get out of, like, stop talking to Austen, move on, do something with your life. Olivia's actually doing it, and I kind of have to really applaud her for doing that, for now at least.
So yeah, Austin's like, you know, but she was upset. Taylor's upset with me because she doubled down with Olivia. Like, Olivia asked her again and she doubled down. And Paige goes,
What? So Olivia asked her, hey, did you hook up with Austen? And Taylor said no twice?
and he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God.
So good.
I love this
Where
show.
did that gay
She's
go?
like, the show's
Where did that gay go?
amazing.
Hey.
You people are shameless.
Hold on one second. Don't say anything. I have to inform that gay guy. Hey, yeah, she said it twice. Double time. Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. Okay, we're back. We're ready for more.
So then Shep is talking to Taylor and I don't know, whatever guy. And he's like, yeah, I told Olivia she should come. And Taylor's like, no, I just don't want her to be in her head, you know, because she's going to get here and then we're all here. And then, but I told her to come. Yeah, but, you know, I don't want to have a fight. This is a place of joy, though. It's like, no, it's not. You totally invited them all so they could have a public breakdown and you could look like the poor, vulnerable Shep who's the one getting fucked over.
Exactly. So Paige is like, so I think that what you should do, okay, Austen, I think the best for you is to be sympathetic, empathetic, and just all the thetics. I don't know if you can be athletic. That may be too late for you, but just be like, you're right, I'm wrong, and I'm sorry, and leave it like that. And try to make sure your lips move in sync with actually your mouth. And I think that will help a lot.
So then Olivia comes, and so Austen's like, oh my God, what do I do? 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 The pheasant is still on the grill. By the way, this pheasant has been on the grill longer than this recap has been going on. I do not trust the pheasant.
This pheasant is sawdust. So Paige is like, oh my God, Austen, I hate being in charge of you two. Okay, it's like enough, too much. So Austen, but what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Which is, by the way, this whole thing that Austen does is such bullshit. It's this charade of being like, oh, I'm kind of like, I'm innocent. I don't know. I'm so nervous. I'm so concerned about the other person's feelings that I don't even know how to conduct myself. It's like, no, you know exactly what you want to do, because the moment you open your mouth, you're always rude and obnoxious, and you yell at people and you try to make them feel bad.
So Taylor's like, okay, I'm going to go pull her aside right now. I'm going to get it done. And he's like, no, I'm going to say hi to her first because like this might be my last chance. No, you're not. But she's not me. So she's like, okay, but you have to own up to the fact that you told me not to say anything. That doesn't matter. It doesn't make you less of a snake and a bad friend, Taylor. But okay, now you're going to send him over there to make her even more pissed? Yeah. No, you get in front of it.
So then Taylor and Olivia hug, and she's like, I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really glad. And I don't know if you want to like, well, okay, I have to be honest with you. I have to be honest. That's why I wanted to talk to you this morning, because I didn't want you to walk in and like be the only one not knowing, because like that's not like fair to you. Remember when I tried to talk to you this morning? Flashback, anyone?
And then we see a clip of her calling in Olivia just saying, I don't know, like if you want to just like talk at dinner. And so, you know, got to get it on camera. Olivia's no dummy. So then Taylor just blurts out, the truth is we did kiss. Mango day chaser, day or night.
Olivia still has her jacket, her strange like tan and cream jacket that looks sort of like it belongs in like The Mask or something, and she's still standing by the Sub-Zero refrigerator, has barely walked into this party, and Taylor hasn't even taken her to another room, so everyone's standing right there, and Olivia's face falls, and then it cuts to Paige, who's like, oh my God, just inject this into my veins, it's so good.
And Olivia's like, so where did y'all kiss? In New York? And she's like, at his house. Okay, so then y'all were like, oh, wait, we kissed. But then after that, y'all were like, we don't like each other. She's like, well, it was drunken. And then we talked about it. And then we had a conversation. And I said, I think I'm lost in the emotions.
And then Austen's like a few feet away. He's like, I can't hear this. This is too much. I can't even sit here and hear this. And Paige is like, shh, I'm trying to listen in. Like, how will I know to tell the story to other people if I can't hear it? Shh.
Oh my God, this is so awkward right now, because like we're in the room right now with like everyone here, and this is like just like so awkward. It's like so weird.
And Craig's like, yeah, sorry, we're all listening in right now, so it's sort of awkward for you. And Olivia's like, what Twilight Zone are we in? This is so fucking weird. Paige is like, okay, I don't know why I have to be the one to say this, but like there's literally a living room. Like, why don't you guys go to the couch? Because like this is just like too weird, even for me.
Go over to the couch so you don't feel like people are watching. Okay, wait, move more to the left. Okay, can you see Craig? I can see too. Tyler, can you see?
What do you think about that couch they're sitting on?
Tyler,
is that better or worse than the one that I got for Craig?
Who has more personality? Taylor, Olivia, or the couch? I'm going with the couch. Literally, the couch can string sentences better.
So now, they moved into a new room. So Taylor's like, Olivia's like, oh my God, that was so awkward. Everyone could hear. And Taylor's like, well, that's why I wanted to talk this morning. I mean, that was the first time ever on the show that someone did, hey, I'm just in the neighborhood. And then you said, I don't want to meet up. Like, that's not the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Olivia's like, it's not even the kiss. It's just been months, and y'all could have told me like months. And now I'm walking into this like a fucking idiot. And what is a pheasant?
Olivia, don't feel bad. You've walked into a lot of things looking like an idiot. So she's like, I mean, fuck him. Because Taylor's like, well, I know I've been listening, I know it's been months that I've been lying to you, but I was listening to him. He was basically telling me not to say anything. And she's like, fuck him. Why are you listening to him? I don't give a fuck about him. He's literally the scum of the earth to me.
And she's like, yeah, there's like so many levels of betrayal here. Like, you lying about it when I asked you about it. We see a clip of that again. And I will put my hand on a Bible, which people love to say on this show. And Olivia's saying, fake tears. And I'm just hoping she's going to say something to make sense of this bullshit. But she's not. And she goes, I hate this. It's so weird.
Yeah. And weird. And Taylor's like, this is why it took me such a long time to tell you, because like, yes, I lied, and that's not a good friend, but like I doubled down because I was like trying to protect him. And she's like, why aren't you trying to protect me and my feelings? Tell her the truth, but not all the truth. That's shitty. If Shep told me that something like that, I would punch him in the face.
And Shep's like, whoa, you know what? We need to eat now. It's time to squash this pheasant. I think it's been on the grill 3 hours. They need to finish their conversation that I had this party just so they could have. Like, okay, so now you're going to cut them off purposely so they can't finish the conversation, which actually leads to delicious TV. So thank you. I think the scene this leads to is much better than whatever crap you're trying to eat. So nice work.
Yeah, because it seemed like Olivia and Taylor were actually making some sort of inroads, but then Shep just basically goes in and is like, because Olivia says, to know that a friend that I actually care about is having conversations with him on not telling me something, like that fucks with our friendship. And it's like, not like, it's not him. It's like, fuck him. I just care about you. And like, it seemed like they were about to start connecting in that way. And then Shep is like, girls, guys, I understand that you're talking about something, but there's pheasant that's been roasting on a grill for 45 hours. We have to eat it. Come on, let's eat.
And then Olivia's like, I feel like I'm having dinner with the Addams family.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Where do they find these people? Fire. So they get food, and Lisa goes, okay, everyone, what are you having for wine? Because you have to have red or white with this food. I'm like, wow, way to be specific. You should be a server. You should be a sommelier.
Yeah. And so then, so everyone sits down at the table, and Austen's like next to Paige, and he's like, what a weird time to bring something up. And Paige goes, a weird time. And she just smiles like, yeah, it's so great. Thank you for doing this for me.
It's weird, guys. The word of the episode, weird. So Shep's like, okay, let me say a few words. Everyone here is a good person. Punitive, cumulative, Vietnam. Just some words I like throwing around every once in a while. Circumstances over the past few days made things weird between some of us, but screw that. And by screw, I mean probably what Austen did to Taylor, even though they're still not admitting it. Now, we all know what good people we are intrinsically. I don't think anybody would accuse anybody at this table of being intrinsically good people. No. But nice speech.
Yeah, but let's just like ride that wave and be happy because look at this beautiful house. Thank you so much, Lisa and Caleb, for showing us the sort of place that Austen will never be able to afford. So Craig's like, it doesn't matter how normal Shep tries to make this. It's very weird and very bizarre, but mainly weird.
Yeah, because like we're eating this stupid pheasant and it's bizarre and weird.
I'm trying to make bizarre take off like weird, but I don't know if it's working.
So they're all trying to figure out how to eat the chicken wing, and Paige is like,
there's bones, so you can't really eat it like a chicken wing.
And Austen's like,
I think I just ate a bullet.
And Lisa's like giving like a very intense stare, and she's like, there are tiny bones, so be careful. Be careful. Okay, don't you dare give us a bad Yelp review.
And Shep's like, yeah, there's bullets, watch out.
Everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, we've watched enough Top Chef to know when something is terrible, and that's this food, because no one can even chew the food. You know, you learn how to read a food face, and this ain't it.
I do wish Padma were there. How do you eat this? Is this with a fork? I don't know what to do.
Wow,
This is tasteless, even though it had about quadruple the preparation time as Taylor's braid. Did you mean to braid your hair like a bad dream catcher? What is that, a dream dropper?
Wow. I feel like this bird was on the grill for as long as Gail was inside a candy shop, just putting everything in her bag. And by candy shop, I mean an egg shop.
So now Austen's watching, because now Shep is sitting by Taylor, right?
Yes.
And Taylor's saying to Shep, like, it's just so weird that this is all over a kiss. I'm the makeout queen. And he goes, yeah, the kissing bandit. She's like, mm-hmm.
Wait, since when did that happen?
Now there's another side of Taylor that we're seeing. Like, who is Taylor? Who is Taylor?
And Shep goes, Jesus, I just got an image in my head of y'all kissing again. Oh, gosh, why do you keep doing this to me? My brain's going to implode. So then Austen...
And she just shrugs and smiles like, that's right. So she's getting what she wants, right? Like, she got Shep all worked up. So now it's like, okay, so did these two just have some relationship where they fight or they try and like flirt with other people to get the other one pissed off? It's like, is this their love language? Starting to wonder what's going on this show. So Austen's watching this and Austen's like, oh God, now they're all loving on each other? Like, and I'm like, what? Like, now they love each other? Where does that leave me? And Paige is like, well, talk to her then. And goes, I just hate when someone like tries to like have their moment at my expense. You literally just tried to have your moment at everyone's expense. This is not your victim episode.
That's all you do. And Paige goes, I would be livid about that too, but more livid that you'd be at my event. And like, but that's like your ego. And like, you have to be more secure than that. Also, like, I only have another hour in me before I get tired. So if you're going to have your scene, could you please do it now? Thanks so much.
So he's like, yeah, well, it doesn't make sense to me how they can be civil and good. Like, I mean, like, come on. And Olivia hears him because, of course, he's being as loud as he can so that he can get into a fight with a woman.
And then say it's not his fault.
Because, he loves that shit.
And it's not his fault. He didn't create the scene, right? So Olivia's like, she's like, Olivia's like, Olivia and Austen are like, they're good now. And Taylor's like, they can tell you. And Olivia's like, well, I don't need them to tell me anything. And I was like, why not? Why not? And Olivia's like, I don't need to hear anything from you.
He's like, oh, yeah, well, everyone seems to be peachy except for you guys. I don't know why we can't be peachy. I just don't get it.
And she goes, you don't understand what?
Well,
and they make it a boom like it's a big solid Olivia meme.
Well, why you're so unhappy with everybody and you can't even come and speak to me. Meanwhile, by the way, Shep is totally cool with Austen. And he's like, Austen's upset that Shep and Taylor seem to be okay when he and Shep are totally fine. And I don't know. I just feel like Austen is not appreciating the fact that he is also one of the people who is getting off scot-free in this moment.
So, everyone's listening because now they're fighting. And then Shep is red-faced and pissed off. So he gets up from the table and starts stumbling off. I think there was like a Cokie delivery, by the way. I'm just going to say, in between the start of this dinner and when everybody was talking before, because now everybody is suddenly just crazy. And Shep is like red-faced and furious. And Olivia's saying things like, care about what? Are you even joking right now?
And Lisa's like, red or white, those are your options.
And Craig's literally over there like, and Shep, who has started this whole thing and brought everybody together to fight and then interrupted the girls while they were trying to make up, is like, why don't you guys step outside? And Austen said, yeah, I would love to, but she says she doesn't need anything from me. And he's like, this is so silly. I'm walking off.
Yeah. He's like, and Taylor's like, stop. So then Olivia and Austen go outside. Olivia's like, okay, well, get whatever you need off your chest. He's like, well, I would like to. He goes, well, then go. And then this is where Shep is being like ridiculous and everything. There's a lot of stuff happening here. And then
Shep is like red faced, like, I can't believe this. And Olivia is, so they go aside and Shep goes, please go to the side. Just go to the side. That's fine. Please. We're trying to have dinner. Like, he cannot believe that his dinner is being ruined by these bad manners.
I know. And Tyler's like, I don't even know where to look. There's like 8 things going on. And Paige was like, I know. It's like, I feel like I'm at like a tennis match. And this is like amazing. Hey, do you want to just like leave here and then just like make fun of everyone else, like somewhere else? That'd be so fun.
It's like a tennis match, but nobody really knows how to play. And they're just like trying to hit wet sponges across at each other. All I hear is like splat, splat, splat. It's not very entertaining, but I really love the violence.
So Craig is like, there's like Shep is like losing his mind, and he's like, and Craig is like, Shep, just because you're okay with what happened between Taylor and Austen doesn't mean Olivia has to be. Well, if you're okay with two people yelling at each other across a dinner table, it's like, Shep, you were literally the one yelling at the table right now.
You just got up and screamed at your dinner guests and walked off. So
when you're ready to listen.
So Craig's like,
Well, when you're ready to listen, I'll tell you why.
And then Rodrigo starts to yell. He's like, what are you two doing? Shut the fuck up. Stop yelling right now. I just love all the meta yelling, all the yelling about yelling.
and Shep's like, that's embarrassing. We are not rednecks. So he gets up and walks off all red. So now Austen and Olivia are talking, and Olivia's doing this like, Austen's doing this like, oh, so sorry I was the last person to talk to you. I really wanted to, but Taylor said she wanted to talk to you first. So, that's the only reason. It's like rubbing it in. Like, not only did I not talk to you, but it's because Taylor wouldn't let me.
Yeah. And Olivia's like, well, it's been months since we really chatted. So why is it like now that you want to have a kumbaya moment and like, let's get back on track? And he goes, and we're further away from being friends than we've ever been. And he's like, Olivia, I understand your frustration towards me for like not working out the way we thought it was going to work out, Olivia. And she's like, it's not about it not working out.
Yeah, she's like doing her Ali Sheedy jaw from Breakfast Club. She's like, it's not about that, Austen, okay? I was more bummed. The way you handled us as friends, that bummed me out more than this. And not only are we like, ignoring each other at bars, like I'm finding out about you and Taylor. And he's like, yeah, well, I tried talking to you the first time I saw you. And she's, oh, really? Yeah. You tried to talk to her the first time shooting started. Mm-hmm. You tried talking to her the second you saw her on camera, and you didn't really try and talk to her. You literally hid behind people.
Exactly.
The whole party.
And then she's like, well, we did talk. Remember, I was polite to you, and we talked about Christmas. And we see at that party that she's like, what do you need from me right now to make this a good day? He goes, I need nothing. She's like, okay, well then fine. We'll go our separate ways.
All right. So she's like, tell me what I'm missing. And he's like, it just bothers me that we can't be friends. Oh, okay. So she yells at him and she's like, if we were friends, this wouldn't be the first time I'm hearing about you and Taylor kissing. And do not talk to me about being a friend. You don't know the definition of pheasant, do you? I mean, what is it? Real seriously, is anybody going to really
I don't know, Olivia.
tell me?
I don't know what it means. I do want you in my life, Olivia. No matter what you say, I still won't believe that you and I are not meant to be friends.
So she's like, it takes a lot for me to not want anything to do with the person, but that's where I am with you. It's like, oh my God, you guys never even liked each other. Can we stop pretending that Austen and Olivia ever happened? These two have been so boring and bored with each other the whole time. Get back to the other people.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, it's baffling to me that Taylor doesn't see what sort of person you are, because between the two of y'all, the lies, it's unreal. It's fucking unreal. And he's like, I'm sorry for that. She goes, I don't care. Literally talking to you makes me want to vomit. Respectfully.
And that brings us to the end of Southern Charm.
Well, at least Olivia spoke something that we all feel about Austen, He makes us nauseous.
He's true. But, again, like you picked him. You picked him after watching him on this show for years and knowing he was gross, which is, it just makes you gross too. Austen's gross. Austen always has been gross, and Austen always will be gross.
Yeah. Well, and on that note, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We're going to be back on Monday with some Roni, etc. Thanks for being here and for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at